Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Woman to Woman TV show. And this evening, we have a special guest, Miss Nanette Wingard Smith.
Yes.
And I'm going to have Miss Deborah Smith introduce us to Nanette and tell us a little bit about yourself and then your guest.
Well, my name is Deborah Smith, and I am so honored to be here in the presence of everyone. And for those who are coming and for those who will view this at a later time, we welcome you, and we certainly hope that there is something that is said that will trigger a thought or a process that will improve your life. Make sure you always have a paper and pencil available, because we never know when the thought will be triggered and you say, oh, I got to jot that down. And you're scrambling for a pencil or a paper and you don't have it. So, you know how we used to do it. We always kept those things in place so we can get those numbers. So
right away.
we got to have it to get those thoughts, because we will forget, and I will refer to my paper and pencil on a regular basis this evening. I want to give a special thank you for the attendance to our special guest today, who is going to bring a message that is so very well needed in this world.
Yes.
There's so much misunderstanding and not quite sure, and folks settling because they think that's the way that it should be, and that's not it. We have to do better, but a lot of times we don't know better. We don't know, we're confused. We don't know. All we know is it's not working.
Yes.
Why isn't it working?
Why?
And the tools. You know, when you're baking a cake, you have to have the proper tools in order for that cake to come out.
That's right.
You know, so this is why we're here. And again, we hope that you get something from this and share this invitation. This is being recorded, so we will be able to get back to it at another time, and we'll share with you how you'll be able to do that. But right now, this is a publication for the Chicago Communicator News, better known as CC News Media, which is Chicago. But we are worldwide, and you know what? We have folks up in the space planet right now, in the space station, and we certainly hope that they're able to get some of this information on their downtime. I know they're doing some important stuff up there, but you need some downtime. and did you all know that travel is my passion, of course, and so I try to stay up on top of anything travel. But in the space station this time, they've got equal numbers of men and women.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So let's see what comes out of that. I don't know.
Families, more families.
More families. That's it. So welcome, Nanette Wingard Smith, or better known as Yvonne Williams. Yes. So please share with us a little bit about you, or a lot about you, or however you feel that you want to do, and let us just allow the conversation to flow.
Yes.
First of all, I thank you all for allowing me to be in this time. This is not an accident. Everything is lining up, although at times you get discouraged. It's the appointed time.
Yes.
And as I said, when I always wanted to start something, the Lord knows my audience that I'm about to speak to. I can do my homework, review and try to get some things said that you want to make sure is presented. But the Lord Almighty knows who's going to be on a call or who's going to click on that. Individual is saying, oh, mercy, why am I even strolling on here? And they'll click on it at an appointed time. And so that's the reason why when I'm getting ready, I have my own little ideas, but then the Lord just turns it all around. And I'm also crazy and fun. So I have to go straight to where one of the chapters in the book, and before I even introduce who I am.
All right.
It says sowing and reaping. I pray that you're in one of your favorite places while you're reading this part of the book. Yes, stop and find a comfortable spot. This spot might be your prayer room or your sanctuary. And then I want you to grab a blanket, that one that's so comfortable next to you. And when I have allowed my cup to get half empty with joy, this is what I run to. I have stopped and regrouped and started the process of refilling my cup. And that's what I want you to do, first of all. Before we even get to know who I am, I want you to relax.
Ooh.
I want to take you on a journey. Part of that journey is about me. Part of this journey is about others. And how did we get here? And how we can help, like my sister-in-law said, get even further. And guess what? If I've been there already, I don't want you to have to go through it. I care that much about you, and I don't even know you. And she said, I am Nanette. I say it this way. I'm Nanette Wingard. And I just got married to Smith, to the lovely RC, and he's working today, and he sends his love. But I have to say it like this. I have to make sure you understand. I want you to rest and relax while we're talking, because the world is watching. They're seeing if we really, really have peace, that we're resting, and really believe that even though you've been through certain things, you're being for real with them. Because if you would pull down that mask and be transparent, you'll draw so many more people and encourage so many more people to enjoy this wonderful world. I want to make sure you understand that this journey about this book that I'm talking about, it started many, many years ago. It was my little journal that I would go to and say, I need to relax and just write it down instead of telling somebody off or approaching someone or saying something the wrong way. So that was my kind of, I might have had it in me, but I made sure that I had a way, because I was a Christian and they were watching. I wanted to make sure I presented myself at all times. However, I remember in the Bible where it said, Jesus said at times he cleaned the temple out. So there was an opportunity for me for when I did realize when Nanette had to get out the way, I let him do it. There were some times I got in the way. So to go back to who I am, I'm just a woman just like you.
Ooh.
But the struggle that I've been through, no one believes it when I tell them. So if they know me, they pick up the book, they look for Yvonne Williams they can relate to. They don't relate to Nanette Wingard Smith because they see me always in a beautiful car, always being blessed. And even though the times I might tell them I'm going through too, they say, I know you know how to pray. You'll get through it. Do any of you feel like that right now?
Absolutely, without a doubt.
You feel like, oh my Lord,
Oh my Lord.
I don't understand. And you guess what? You're too afraid to say why. It used to be, we would say, okay, why? And when we were growing up, you couldn't say why because you get slapped in the mouth.
That's
but
right.
As went on and older, young ladies and young men are able to ask the question, why?
Why?
But in my journey, in my life, it's been a little different. So the Lord placed in my spirit back in 2016 to start doing tours all over the world. And in doing that, he said, I want you to do retreats where you would go and maybe those people that are always helping everybody else, take them to the side and do a rest, renew, restore retreat. I said, Lord, these ladies not going to go nowhere. They're not going to get away. They're not going to take the time for themselves. So I said, okay, Lord, I put it to the side. So I went to Israel and I came back. Lord said, are you ready to do what I asked you to do? I said, I'm always doing what you said, Lord. Okay, Lord, I'll get together 12 women and we'll get away. Most of them was going to be pastor's wife because that's for some reason, those, people that were coming in my life that they couldn't talk to nobody else. They were coming to me, but they didn't want to get away. I said, Lord, I invited, but they didn't come.
You did your part.
I did my part, Lord. So then it came up again. He says, are you ready to do what I said? And he gave instructions and the place to do the retreat at. It was a place I didn't live. Everyone says, why are you doing it in Alexandria, Virginia? And I said, that's what the Lord told me to do it. And over 46 people came.
Wow, that's excellent.
And it was not about the number, because one of the lady that was speaking said, I thought it was going to be 12 people here. I wasn't prepared for this. But what it was about is those ladies that I had first asked to speak, they always gave to everybody else. They always filled everybody else's cup. They always strengthened everyone else. But what happened was they were able to do that, but then there was a time in the retreat that they got their cup filled. And we did it in different ways that people never did. So the first night we just have relaxation music, we wine and dine you, like I want a program. I want something that I came here for, to be told, how I need to do something. I said, can we just ask you to the night after you have enjoyed this evening to just take a cloth. It's a lavender cloth. It wasn't nothing special. It wasn't no 3 times sprinkle on it or nothing like that. It was just a cloth. And I said, when you get ready to go to bed, I just want you to just relax. Do you know half of those women couldn't go to sleep?
Oh, wow.
Because I had asked them to do something, their mind and body said, oh no. So after that, I said, when you get up that morning, I just want you to wet that towel. And that was nothing but a lavender towel. It had a little nice scent to it. And I said, ask you to just wipe your face. And what I was actually going to do before you come into this little meeting that we're going to have, I want you to wipe off the past. You can't wipe off the past. I said, well, let's just do it as a resembling that you just going to wipe. You put your new makeup on, you wipe off. You wipe off the old, and just that way I can feel a little relaxation. If you can relax, maybe you'll hear maybe 2 things that's presented today. And they did it. That was a mind-changing, heart-changing event. It was transparent. It was not your regular, okay, I'm just so perfect. It was people pulling off the mask and says, I've been through. I caught my husband cheating. I caught my girlfriend hurting, conspiring against me. That was transparent. And the young people were there and they're like, wait a minute, these seasoned ladies are talking about things we're dealing with. Maybe we need to listen. And in those ladies, and that time was only ladies, it was changed. So how did you get the book, Nanette? Where are you going? What was leading to this book? Well, again, the Lord said, okay, it's time to get things together to help people once they leave the retreat to follow up with them. You had a retreat, you planted seeds, but are they growing or they just was another event? And that's where the book was birthed from. And the title, Broken Men and Women Should Not Date. Everybody's saying, what does that have to do with what we just talking about?
Right.
Oh my God. It, first of all, was a catchy title, and I was sick and tired of meeting bozos. Okay. I'm just telling you like it is. And I was told that bozos and zero take up space and have no
Bozos and zeros.
okay. Only time a zero has value is if you put a number in front of it.
Oh.
But until you put a number in front of it, I remember this gentleman at church wanted to sit by me and a friend of mine in church. And I wasn't being rude. I says, but if you're sitting next to him, my husband might think you are my husband and you're taking up space. So I wanted to make sure I was comfortable with everybody and get them laughing before I dove into who I am and what it's all about, because I always ask the Lord to use me all over the world. And thanks to my sister-in-law, Deborah, 2 weeks ago, I was on the radio station that went several places around the world. So I said again, Lord, I've done what you said I can do. Now I can just go back and relax. And then my lovely sister-in-law says, oh no, that's just the beginning.
That sounds like her.
And then she says, well, no one's going to know who you are by the name. I says, they won't believe it anyway when they start reading the book. I have given the book to certain people and they told me, why are you lying? You've never been through anything. Your life's been perfect. But when you go into the book, it goes into areas of my life that from a young girl of 7, I lost my father. And the way I lost my father, it carried away my life was dealt with for the rest of my life, because it was a way things were handled, and not no harm to anybody. It's just the way things were handled. And in the book, it allows you to say, okay, what areas of my life that have dealt me, like you would said, a bad hand? And am I going to take the lemons and make lemonade? Or am I going to just be mad at life? Or am I going to help somebody else? Mm. And that's where it all begins.
All right. All right. Sounds like a winner to me.
You know, it says real people talk when they know someone is truly listening. Have you noticed when we pass people right now, we just say hi or not even say anything? Just got off a plane, going backwards and forth, different things that we're handling in our personal ministry. And now the mask, you don't have to wear the mask per se, but some people are still wearing it. And some will come by and not even speak. They don't even know how to come out of this, is what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying to you. I take this moment in your life so precious that I'm speaking to you. I don't want this just to be another radio station, a radio event that we just listen to and they say I like or dislike. I want it to go so deep in your soul that when someone else comes next to you or go by you, you are their help for the day. And I don't want to be just something that you just got to know their business, got to keep them a long time. But if they pass your way, it's a reason for it. And if you're feeling better and you're loved, you will accomplish what this book was supposed to be. You will make sure that I do not like to be in the center of attention. To do plays when I was younger, I used to help with everybody else. Even my website used to be a garden that I would help everybody else get their books sold, help everybody else get whatever they were about to do. I planted seeds. And now the Lord said, it's time for you. And I said, no. Even Deborah says, we got to talk about you. And I said, no. Did you notice we skipped right on around?
but you know what? That's saving lives. It's part of the being fruitful and multiplying.
Amen. Amen.
That's what that is. It's that being fruitful and multiplying doesn't mean having babies, having children. It helps. Yes. But it is to continue the development of the Lord's work. And oh, wow, the peace, the grace, the mercy. Thank you. Continue. I had to regret.
No. You guys jump in. At the back of the book, it says, should I settle just for anything in a relationship with me being broken and the other person broken in spirit too? Or can I really trust God to provide my true Boaz? Within the waiting, can I truly trust God for my best life? You know, we were from eternity and now we're in time. And down through the years, through time, what I do with my time is my present back to God and to people. The book only shows a silhouette. So I want it to be any culture to be able to relate. Normally they get a book and they put it in a certain, and don't take me wrong, I've got a lot of nationalities in my blood, but it was to be a book that was to encourage, but also tell you, I've been there. When someone knows that you've been there and not just saying it, but saying, I really understand how you're feeling, then life changes for them. Mm-hmm. They pull in a little closer to you when you're speaking, and then give them a time to talk, which I just set you all up because it's your time. I want you just to think about one idea, one dream. If it was to come to pass in the next 3 months, what would that dream be?
All right, let's ask the question. Jerry, what would that dream be?
Oh, yeah, for me, that's pretty easy.
Oh no, that's not fair. You got to give me time to think about it.
No. I needed to come right off the top of your lips because that's from your heart.
I would like for the world to be a much better place for everybody in it.
Right.
All right,
I
Jerome,
would like to,
that's
I would
great.
like to reduce poverty and let people in the world see God in his true glory.
Oh, all right.
Mm. And in that, what is your seed? How would you even approach it? Just one thing.
To be a living example myself. I mean, I can't preach something that I can't,
Ooh,
if I'm not acting it, doing it.
that's beautiful.
Amen.
Jerry, what say you?
Oh, it's really easy for me. I mean, it's a web series. To have it finalized, finished, and produced.
Oh,
Yeah. Yes, Lord.
all right.
When you find that person, I need that too.
What about you, Sarita?
Well, to manifest, hey everybody, to manifest some major contracts for my business that I've been sewing in for a while so that I can start employing other people.
Oh,
But then also start changing internal companies on a larger scale than what I've done already in the past. And it seems that God's already started. So Meister has Sissy in her book has set a chain reaction, it seems, in the family for blessings for everyone.
oh, I love
So it
that.
seems like everybody on both sides of the family, things are happening for the seeds that she has been sowing in her retreats and in this book. So I know she is the speaker, but I'm just blessed to know her, let alone be her sister.
That's wonderful.
I'm thankful because everyone doesn't have that type of spirit and presence in their life to pour and
That
share.
makes sense. That makes sense.
And that's what Jerome was talking about. Our world needs more
Yes.
of these things, and that light, she's shining out, and we're thankful for it. At least I'm thankful for it.
Ooh. Frida, what say you about?
Oh God, thank you, Lord, for her being on here. She
Praise God. Well, I, like the young lady said, meeting Nanette through a mutual friend, Danita, turned the tide of my life in a way that I never dreamed, because the Rest, Renew, and Retreat was so different from what I expected. I've grown up in church and had a lot of experiences, and I thought, well, I could listen to the radio. But after that, I said, nope, this was life-changing.
Oh.
And because of it, I've been, I don't know how exactly, just God has given me confidence. So when I'm asked to do something, I don't draw back.
That's wonderful. That's a wonderful statement. Oh, that's so
yes,
and I just love what she's planted in lives of young and old. Not too often you can find somebody who makes somebody, I'm 60 plus.
Okay.
You're seasoned.
And then I have young people that have been touched by her in their 30s and younger. And young people she's had speak right out of high school. She makes it level at the foot of the cross, so everybody's got something to contribute.
Something to contribute. That's right.
And
So
her book, my dream would be to. I always pray for her, but I just thank God for her and Marilyn, a couple other ministers in my life. Her book, I want to see used by young women.
Yes, Lord.
And others take and seed this book into other young women's lives that are broken but passed by.
Yes.
And I just, the Lord, well, I couldn't put this book down when I read. And I didn't need to know all this about Nanette, but but it doesn't matter because she shared it. I thank the Lord, and I did need it because the Lord woke me up to sow it into some homes for girls in unwed homes. I'm making Mother's Day baskets, so this is going to be right up there. It's a Catholic organization. I don't know how they'll receive it, so I'm going to wrap the basket so they have to open the whole thing, give it to the girls, and then let them just let God talk to them through them.
That's
so
so wonderful.
My dream is to be at this stage, I think, to pray strategically for the Lord to hear him clearly. Peace for Ukraine, that's a big one. Yes. For not to give up on that, but also to support ministries as the Lord leads with just a heart to do it. Just finance whatever he gives me to support, however he tells me, to just be ready. And right now I was asked to keep working, so I'm working by my company. I don't know how long that will be, but I said, Lord, this is Nanette had this in the retreat, bringing forth fruit in old age. I had to laugh. I said, well, it must be because I'm supposed to be supporting some more ministries for a while. So I'm loving it. I'm thanking him for what he's doing. I'm not tired.
Yes, Lord.
And that's it. This is Nanette. I just love to listen to her, love her laugh. I love her personality. That she's a chef. My husband loves her. He's not even been hardly but to one retreat, but he just smiles when he hears about it because she just is real.
Yes,
she's real. So that's all I had to say. I could keep going on.
Thank you.
God.
Lord, look at that, Nanette. Look what you're doing, girl.
God. And the Lord has a ministry started for us here in Arizona. And my husband that the Lord blessed me with is in Texas. And I'm going back and forth checking to make sure they're still doing that house like they said they were. But my point is that, they won't let you have buildings anymore to start churches in.
They won't?
Like, strip malls that you could just start up strip malls or a little place. You see strip malls, a little store for barbershop and everything. They really don't want churches in there. They don't want churches in, places that you would think there was an opening for one building that was attached to a Target. It was perfect parking and everything. But the Target said, no, that would take away parking spaces. So what we have to do is create a new way of doing church until our building is built. So my husband said, what we'll do is on Thursday night, we'll have Biz Wiz Bethel. So we'd be playing cards and telling everybody about the Lord. We had to start being creative because to get the nice conference rooms, you can't say it's for a church service because you say for church service, they don't want you there or you have to do a wedding. It has to be creative. So my point, getting back to the book, is that broken men and women should not date. If you're broken and you're not working on you, you're going to miss what God has for you to do. You'll either stay in a situation, because we all go through situations. Since I retired, money's been tight. Husband's been doing everything. And I am not used to that. Yeah. I am used to, and Aston, I will go without. And that goes back to the Shunammite woman in the Bible. Shunammite woman was always blessed. And I talk about that in the book. I said, God, how are you going to bless me